I gotta say this. Rico just pointed this out. I don't know what this god-awful show is that Bally puts on in the afternoon where they've got like a Dan Leach lookalike in a skeleton jacket. But for the love of God, somebody's got to pull a plug on this thing. I told Rico, I go, that's your guy. I don't know what the hell this is.
All right.
I thought there was an actual bar you needed to clear to do TV these days. Rico?
Hey, you know what? They grew up in the mean streets of Chicago, okay? Don't mess with them. All right. Draft 1 week from tonight.
Yes.
I want you guys to put on your hats, and let's talk this through. Come at the end of the season.
Okay.
Which wide receiver do you think will be the best receiver in the league, have the most impact in the league after year one?
You're talking a rookie?
The rookie.
Oh, who's this year's Puka Nacua is basically what you're asking.
Harrison, Neighbors, Adunze, or off the charts. Somebody that we're not talking about. Yeah,
Can I blanket answer whoever Arizona takes? That's the problem, is they're so dependent on situation. So, for instance, like Malik Neighbors, if he ends up with the Giants, you're going to be limited by the quarterback. But if you go to Arizona, all jokes aside about Kyler, like at least there's proof of life there.
And here's the thing. Yeah, Arizona's entertaining. They just find ways to lose.
That is correct.
They're where the Lions used to be years ago, where you just had to wait to the final 5 minutes, and then they would just trip over themselves.
I'll still say Harrison, based on the pedigree, based on he can do everything. The only thing holding him back, he just doesn't have that 4.2 Tyreek Hill speed. But it's got to be Harrison for me.
David?
I'm going to go off the board. Everyone talks about the top receivers, but I'm going to go to another Washington receiver.
You're going Puka Nacua.
No, I am type guy. I'm going Jalen McMillan.
Oh.
Polk is another good guy, but I'm going Jalen McMillan because he can play that slot, and he can do something different for a team that may draft him in the second or third round.
Okay. Kenny, you want to get down on this?
Oh, he's going Lad McConkey. Just moving on.
I honestly did think about going Lad McConkey, but as a goof. But I think I'm with you, Mike. I think it's Marvin for me. He can make up for any of Kyler's shortcomings in my eyes.
Oh, but think about a guy like Lad McConkey if he ended up on a Kansas City or he ended up on an Atlanta.
See, I'm going to go with this. Kind of what you said, except for if one of the receivers ends up with the Chargers, I think that's going to be the one. Because there's nobody ahead of you, and Herbert is trying to just get into the playoffs and win games. So you're going to get a majority of the balls thrown to you. So kind of how Puka was I think that's going to be whoever the Chargers take. It's going to be that guy. Let's do the same deep thoughts with the quarterbacks. Which quarterback is going to have that impact in the first year? Maybe not C.J. Stroud-like, but somebody that you're like, wow. This team has something to build on. Which of the quarterbacks?
Kenny, go ahead. Go reverse order.
I'm not going to do the lazy route and pick Caleb.
No. Kenny, you could pick whoever you want.
That's not who I would have picked in the first place.
Remember, last year, if you'd said Bryce Young, it went horribly wrong. So there's no wrong answer here, Kenny.
I'm going to go Jaden Daniels. I think wherever he ends up going, they're going to build around him, and it's going to look pretty nice. I don't know. Caleb, to me, it does feel like last year a little bit with Caleb. That's just for me.
Okay, David.
It's funny you say that, Kenny, because I was also thinking Jaden Daniels, but the Washington aspect is still there. They're a horrible franchise.
With a horrible O-line.
Yeah, maybe he can elevate them, but it'll be tough. But I'm still stick with Daniels.
I mean, if Caleb is not available to choose...
He's available.
No, he's available to choose.
I actually, look, the Bears have the pieces. I don't, Rico and I are like-minded in this. I think Caleb's a good prospect, but I just don't view him like Andrew Luck, like this can't-miss thing. But, yeah, the Bears are going to have something solid around him. I'll say Caleb. My issue is a couple of these guys are going to go to horrible situations. Like if Drake May or JJ go to the Pats.
There you go.
I can't help you there.
And I was going to say, for me, if Minnesota trades up to 3, then it'll be Drake May. Because whoever goes to the Vikings, you got weapons.
You do.
You got toys.
You do.
It really is, son, don't throw to the team in the other color, and we'll be okay. We'll rely on our punter. Don't do anything stupid.
So can you go TBD, whoever the Vikings
No,
get?
he wouldn't let me do that with the wide resievers.
I will let you. I said you could do that with the wide receiver. Yeah, I think the Vikings. So it may set up, David, that your boy, McSizzle, could be that impact guy because he would have all the toys there. Like it would be set up for him. If he can't get it done, then he just can't get it done.
Yeah, Minnesota's a great spot for JJ.
Yeah.
Legitimate weapons and a real offensive-minded coach in O'Connell. That's a great spot for him.
So Devontae Smith earlier signed that 3-year, $75 million extension. What does that mean for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Guy 5 at 150.
Think so?
Yeah, I just think Amon-Ra's a better football player. And look, Devontae doing the 3 years surprised me. I really thought he would have demanded more, but he's always going to be the number 2 there. So Amon-Ra is always going to be the number 1 here.
Just about to say that. He's number 1 here. Smith is always number 2. So Amon-Ra's going to get the much better
4
deal.
at 120.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but maybe – I'm sorry, Kenny, you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, you guys said it all. I'm completely with you guys. He's number 1. Exactly.
See, I like what he did. If you're St. Brown, you get 2 deals out of this. You take the 3-year deal, you're still going to be in your prime 3 years later. You can renegotiate and sign another deal. If you go with the 4 or the 5-year deal, who knows what happens? You keep this thing going. I mean, to me, Devontae Smith is going to be able to renegotiate this thing in 2 more years and collect again. So if I'm St. Brown, I may want to go that 3-year route and just try to get squeeze a second payday out of this. Sticking with wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Come draft night, 1, 2, or none. Does T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk get moved on draft night?
Oh, man. All right.
Your choices are 1, both, or none.
All right. I'm just going to go with what I'm rooting for. I need 1. I need a big trade in the first. I love seeing it. I love how the NFL's become the NBA with player movement. So I'll say 1. But that's selfish.
No. You want to call your shot on the 1?
No.
Or just 1?
No, I have no idea. I know
Field.
You told me Ayuk deleted everything, and I don't like the Niners no more.
But here's the thing about Ayuk. His agent and John Lynch, best friends. Lynch was his agent's best man in the wedding. So got a feeling that he's playing the game, he's posturing, but Lynch says, I want to get this thing done. You know they're calling each other every day. But 1, both, or none?
I think none, and I'm going to base my opinion off of the A.J. Brown draft day trade. You heard nothing with that. Not a peep from either side about whether they going to do a deal, not do a deal. You've heard too much on
I
either
know
side.
you're right. I just don't like it.
I know. I would love a deal too. Trade T. Higgins right now, but it ain't going to happen.
All the sizzle.
Because, David, your team is one of the teams people keep saying is going to go after one of those 2.
I know. So personally, yes, but no, it's not.
Do you have a quarterback yet? Oh, Ross is there. That's right. I forgot. Wow. Let's ride.
I think that's sufficient. Kenny, your take, and then we'll move.
Yeah, I'll say none. I think this is draft silly season. Whenever you see the smoke, you got to try to avoid looking directly at it. Otherwise, you're going to look like a fool.
All right. That's your NFL Blitz, 97-1.